and welcome to the preview segment of the Three Quarters podcast, your official podcast for the 2018 Rugby Africa Gold Cup. Also remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support your team as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Janima Duffield.
And I'm Kamuya.
So this is the last day of matches. I'm so heartbroken. Anyway, match day 7.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 matches. We've got Uganda versus Zimbabwe. Then we have Tunisia versus Morocco. And then Namibia versus Kenya. Yeah. If I could watch all these matches live, this would be like a cracker of a weekend. I'd be like saturated with all this rugby. Yep. So Uganda versus Zimbabwe. Uganda so far lost to Namibia, lost to Kenya, won against Tunisia and won against Morocco. So that's 2 wins, 2 losses. Zimbabwe so far drew their first game with Morocco, lost to Kenya, lost to Tunisia, lost to Namibia. So, you know, just looking at that, Uganda have an upper hand. Yes. But I feel like if we have the Zimbabwe that we saw in the beginning, or rather the Zimbabwe that played against Kenya. I want that Zimbabwe team. Because that is the team that will give guys a run for their money. I really think, you know, their forwards are strong, their backs. And then they've also got, like Uganda, their rugby, you know, the guys from the Sevens Rugby World Cup are back in the team. So I really want to see that game. Uganda, of course, have been getting better. And they're not showing any signs of slowing down. So what do you think of that game?
Oh, it's going to be this one is the one I would love to watch, because I think it's going to be a very competitive game. It's going to be a very entertaining game, primarily because of the brands of rugby that these 2 countries play. Athleticism and entertainment and flair, and we expect to see that. Of course, Zim will have an upper hand in terms of technicality. I mean, they understand the game a bit more because of the exposure to the game earlier. But look, we have that weapon called the Uganda backline. I know. And I just feel that them playing at home, they're going to be very strong. How do I think it's going to pan out? I think Uganda are going to try to play it expansive. I think because of the athleticism and the fit guys, they'll try and run circles around Zim. If I was Zim and Peter de Villiers and Zim, then you choke the ball. You know, slow down the ball. Just make Uganda work hard for their games, but also at the same time give the lenience Tambueras and all their guys, Katsivere, Shinji Katsivere, get them into the game, because they're very entertaining. I mean, like you're saying, if the Zimbabwe that played Kenya, if it shows up,
plus their reinforcements,
you can be sure that Uganda are not going to have it easy. But I just feel that Uganda are playing at home, and with the fact that they're gaining momentum, they're gaining momentum as the tournament goes on, I just feel Uganda are going to be too strong for Zim on the day.
To be honest, I'm sorry, my Zimbos. I'm sorry, but I agree. I agree. On the day, I actually think that Uganda will keep doing what they're doing and will just take it a notch higher and win their next game.
Exactly.
But I don't mind being surprised by Zim.
True.
You know, I really don't mind.
I don't think anyone minds that.
So then with the next game, we've got Tunisia versus Morocco. Tunisia lost 3 and won 1. So they lost against Namibia, they lost against Uganda, and they lost against Kenya. But they managed to pip Zimbabwe 18-14, last minute. And then Morocco lost 3 and drew 1. Drew 1 against Zimbabwe, that draw that nobody expected. And then lost the next 3 against Kenya, against Namibia, and against Uganda. I think this one's going to be a tricky one, but to be honest, Morocco, I mean, I see Morocco winning this game. Morocco have shown, for me, they've shown that they can play, and they can play to the end when they want to, and when, you know, when they've got a team where they decide, you know, today we are showing up. I think like against Zimbabwe in the game where they drew 23-23. So I feel like Morocco's going to beat Tunisia, but the scoreline is what I'm not too sure about. Tunisians, we've seen in terms of conditioning, other teams are miles ahead. But you never know. You know, here they just might pull one out of the hat. I mean,
Morocco are the darlings of the tournament. They've been the biggest surprise this tournament, and everyone has loved the way Morocco has played. So yes, I feel that on the day, Morocco should choose to be expansive. That's the only way they're going to be able to beat the Tunisians, because if they match pound for pound, the Tunisians are also very heavy. So they'll be able to lock them down. Though, also, as I say that, I have to appreciate the fact that despite Morocco being heavy, they have some very agile forwards, and their scrums work well, their lineouts work excellent. So yeah, I do feel that on the day, if Morocco decides to be expansive, then they'll be able to have one up against Tunisia. How does Tunisia win? Whew, I don't know. They'll need to put in a gutsy performance.
Yes. Like all in.
Yes.
This is it, guys. It's our last match.
Exactly.
Like play like you will never play again.
Exactly. And I think if they do that, then they'll be able to. They might be able to pip Morocco. Remember, they're playing at home, so it actually becomes easier for Tunisia. The only game that they've won, we might add, is when they played at home.
Actually, it was at home
versus Zimbabwe. So yeah, it'll have to be a gutsy performance from Tunisia if they're going to be able to match up to the Moroccans. But I just feel that if the Moroccans employ a very expansive game, then Tunisia are going to be in for a long day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the last game will be Namibia versus Kenya, and I believe that's the biggest game this whole tournament.
Yes.
Like, just to be honest, Namibia have had a blinder of a tournament. They've beaten annihilated basically everyone in their path.
Yeah.
So yeah, they beat Uganda, beat Tunisia, beat Morocco, beat Zimbabwe, and they don't look like they're slowing down. I mean, you look at their structures, you look at their conditioning, their rugby IQ, everything is on point. I mean, anything that maybe didn't go in their favor was their sort of their own undoing.
Yes.
It wasn't that the other team was better. It was that they did not do well here.
Yes.
Yeah. So this game's going to be a tricky one. Kenya have also won all their games, not as convincingly, but a win is a win is not just a win because there's bonus points. So at the moment, Namibia on the log are ahead of Kenya. But should Kenya win this game, then obviously it'll now come. There'll be a lot to look at. So what do you think with this game?
And you have to add that the winner of this game is almost going to direct slot to the Rugby World Cup in Japan. Person who finishes second then has to battle it out in the repechage later on in the year against Canada, Germany, and Hong Kong. So I'm sure that both these teams will be going for a win, just to avoid the headache of dealing with the repechage later on in the year. But yeah, like you said, Namibia have everything going for them. They've done everything well. They've like what you've said, what has gone wrong for Namibia has not been because of the other team. It has because of their own doing. So yeah, Kenya, just after the last game, Kenya captain Davis Chenga in an interview, he said that when they're going to play Namibia, they'll have to play an expansive game. And yeah, they will have to play an expansive game. That's the only way I see the Kenyans beating the Namibians. Because truth in the fact of the matter is, and I'm sure Namibia also understand that, is Kenyans are physical side, athleticism, the Kenyans have it. All what messes or just doesn't work for the Kenyans is a technical bit. Previously, it's been conditioning. The guys have, the Kenyans, from what we've seen, have really worked on strength and conditioning. But yeah, I feel that the only way Kenya can beat Namibia is if they play an expansive game. Now, for them to play an expansive game, team selection is very key.
That backline. You've got to get it right for this game. With the other games, Kenya had sort of the leeway to try a few different combinations. But with this game, you've got to get it right. Because Namibia will punish you for any little thing you get wrong.
First, to start, Darwin Kids at number 12. They need to stop that. He needs to go to his natural position of 15 or 14. They need to stop that. I think they have enough quality in their side to put in at number 12. I feel that's going to be Kenya's biggest undoing, the team selection. That's what's going to mess them up on the day. But, okay, fine. Not even the team selection alone. Namibia on another level. I mean, they're playing another brand of rugby that's just very exciting, because everyone expects Namibia to slow the ball down, to choke it at the breakdown. But look, we've actually seen them, run the ball ball very well. Clive and Lobsher at number 10, Leslie Klim on the wing, Chrisander Bota at fullback, JC Grilling, it's Johan Grilling, sorry. JC Grilling, Johan Deisel, the captain, so it's going to be a tough one for the Kenyans. And now with the added bonus of straight ticket to the World Cup next year, I just don't think the Kenyans will be able to match up to the Namibians. A lot has to go wrong in Namibia's camp for them to lose that game. But definitely it's going to be an exciting game, and it's one to watch. And like we're saying, the added bonus of the Rugby World Cup.
Yep.
Is what's going to make it interesting. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Definitely a game I look forward to watching.
Yeah.
This one is just, I mean, even if the Kenyans do lose, it's still one of the, even if it goes the way you think it will go, you still want to see how it will happen, minute by minute, what's going to happen, who's going to do what. But yes, it will go down to a lot on that day, especially for the Kenyans. It depends on how they decide to play on the day, because the Namibians have been constant throughout the tournament.
Oh, yeah, they have.
So now it just depends on the Kenyans' performance on the day. And it's going to be harder because it's going to be in Namibia.
Exactly, it's going to be in Windhoek, but I'm envious of the Windhoek crowd. I mean, that's going to be an exciting game. You have the two, say for South Africa, the two top rugby nations battling out in your own backyard. So it's going to be an interesting game, and it's definitely the game for everyone to watch. Yeah.
And also, guys, you can watch this.
Yes.
All of you.
Yes.
Like, this is the last weekend. If you've missed all the rest, watch this one.
Oh yeah.
Watch this one. You're gonna get to see, some very exciting pairings.
Yes.
I mean, I think this is actually as exciting as it gets.
Yes.
I think it's as evenly matched as it gets, actually.
Yes.
Because you've got the sort of two teams who are in the middle, Uganda, Zimbabwe.
Yes.
You've got, Tunisia and Morocco, who you're not quite sure how they'll, match up against each other.
Yes.
And you've got the two top teams so far, which is Namibia and Kenya.
Yes.
So guys, remember, you can watch this on YouTube, you can watch this on Facebook, that is on Kwese Sports.
Exactly.
Yes? And also tell us who you think is going to win. We want to know if you actually agree with our predictions, or if you guys have your own. You never know.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Which is fine. Yes.
Yep. So you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Jimmy Madofio.
And I'm Ngara Kamuya.
I look forward to seeing these guys for the review on Monday.
That's true.